Now I gotta ride or die.
So guys, welcome back to the channel. I'd like to say thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I know there's been a lot of 106 GTI content at the moment, but during lockdown, this car is pretty much the only thing that's keeping me sane at the moment. So shout out to 106s, and I hope you guys are trying to do something during lockdown. Mental health is a big thing at the moment, so I'm going to start the video with that. Make sure your mental health is right, and please like this video and please leave a positive comment in the comments below. Keep the positivity alive. But today we are going to be installing the JP4 covers onto the 106. Now I will say before this video starts, massive thank you to the guys at GTI. They're actually sponsoring today's video. They saw that I was going to be doing a lot more stuff during lockdown on the 106 GTI, so they thought they'd send down a few cans for me to help with the build. At the end of the day, using this product on an older car like this is absolutely key, because at the end of the day it means them bolts are going to come out. In my opinion, anything like this needs a serious helping hand when taking bolts out, so they've absolutely smashed it, and they've came through and they're supporting us through the build of the 106 with a little bit of lubricant, because this thing is gonna need it, let's be honest. So massive thank you to the guys at GT85 for sponsoring today's video to get all of the bolts out of this engine. Hopefully I don't break any. When I run through quickly what it actually is that I'm going to be doing today. Now I will point out, at no point ever am I going to tell people how to do things. This isn't how to, this isn't me exposing how to do something properly and professionally. This is just me working on my car, on my driveway during lockdown. Now, cheap set of Torx bits and stuff to just get the original rocker covers off, but these are the ones that are going on. These are off the JP4, which is basically the VTS C2. This actually comes with a bit of a newer looking top rocker cover, all that sort of stuff. The original 106 ones, as you can see, that I pointed out in a few videos ago, are actually siliconed or kept together with sealant. Now this stuff, obviously, as you can actually see here, is starting to ooze out, which means that sometimes, I've read, the oil starts coming out of the top of the engine and sprinkling through onto other parts, which I've actually noticed in previous videos that the engine was doing that. It had seepage coming out of the front of here, so this is sort of the first thing I really thought about doing to resolve that problem, is to actually replace these. So that's what we're going to do today, and this should be a direct bolt-on replacement for the original rocker covers. So that's what we're going to do today. Simple, easy mod. Hopefully it stops a little bit of oil coming out of the front of the engine. That would be quite nice, and it'll update the engine to look a little bit newer as well. So we're going to get on getting this one off and pop that on. Right, I didn't want to shoot what just happened, but basically, if you've ever worked on a 106 GTI, especially the engine, obviously this has probably been off a handful of times. I think it's recently come off, we're probably in the last, let's say 5 to 10 years to actually do this rubber gasket around here. I've just had a personal victory with this car because this rear bolt was rounded already before I got there. Now, the satisfaction of getting a rounded off bolt, if you know what I'm talking about, it is the best feeling. So I'm just trying to get this excitement on camera. Okay, I don't mean to blow any horns here, but the reason that bolt came out, yes, I knocked a little bit of a socket in there to make sure it come out properly. This stuff though, 100% got that bolt out. The second I let this actually go through onto the bolt was like night and day, and the bolt came out. So it has actually saved basically the block needing to be drilled out because I've snapped a bolt. So yeah, that was totally worth it. Shout out GT85. So all the gasket and stuff taken off of the top of the engine block there. The main reason why we're doing this today is that, as I've already sort of said before, I think this gives it a bit more of a perspective as to what's going on. So the actual original covers go in here, but you have to put a sealant around here to actually get them on. Now this works and doesn't work at the same time. It's quite hard to actually get it right. In my opinion, we did it, you know, years and years ago, and stuff started seeping out, and that's where I've seen the seepage from the oil. Gunky stuff just like this stuff, it's all good until you push it down and it starts pushing out all of this, and yeah, it doesn't give a good seal. So hopefully what I'm doing today will change that with a proper seal on top of the engine and stop all that oil seepage-ness coming out. No one needs that.
Autonomy is an illusion.
Right, just making sure everything is nice and tight. Gaskets replaced inside the covers, which is the main thing. We'll end up cleaning everything up once it's all back together. What I have to do next is actually take these standard lines. So this would come out of here. Basically, the original 106 GTI covers would have came with one breather. These come with two. Now, I'm going to, at the moment, take this and actually fit it all together, plumb that into there, just to make sure it's happy, and then I'm going to run a catch tank, which we're going to do in the next episode of this sort of engine bay rocker cover thingy. Basically, I didn't quite know what sizes I needed for the catch tank, so I might actually replace all of this when it comes, or when I find one, but just making sure all the lines and stuff were all happy and it was all settled in before I actually bought a catch tank was sort of the idea. I do want to go with a black catch tank, if I'm honest, and sort of situate it in front of the battery, or maybe here or something. Just a nice little one. We'll be doing that in a future episode. But yeah, gonna plug all this in. We should be good. So what I'm going to do next is use a bit of the GT85 just to bring back a bit of the colour that should be on the plastics of the JP4 rocker covers that I've put on. Now you can actually use this stuff as a cleaning agent for car valeting plastics. So we're going to put it to the test. We're going to put some on the engine bay now and see how it lasts, and try and get back some of the shine that these VTS covers did have prior to me buying them. So a quick before and after. Now I've done these bits and these bits with the GT85, and I haven't done the centre bit. So as you can see, even though this is a lubricant, you can still use it to get all of the stuff off the plastics of your engine bay. So I'm going to crack on with this bit as well and see if I can get it back to a nice shiny condition.
Autonomy is an illusion.
Okay, so that has made a huge difference to the plastics on the new JP4 rocker covers. Very, very impressive. Shout out GT85, they're just so good. So there we have it, guys. The 106 now has JP4 rocker covers to keep in all that oil on the top of this engine. Very easy mod if you're a 106 owner or a Saxo owner. Very easy mod to do. Relatively cheap as well. You can get these parts very, very cheap these days. I will be, just to note, changing all of these lines. Actually under here I'm going to change all them lines as well, but waiting for a catch tank to put right there. Nice little cut out there for one there. We reckon we could get one in there, but we've been changing all the lines in the next episode of doing things to the engine bay on the 106 GTI. Again, massive thank you to the guys at GT85 for sponsoring the 106 in this video. They've come through, absolutely smashed it, so I really appreciate it. The GT85 guys came through and they've sponsored this video, so massive thank you to them. If it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't be able to do things to this car at the pace I am. So huge thank you to the GT85 guys. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.